what better way to start 2025 other than downloading Windows Server 2025 and taking a look at Microsoft's latest server operating system? Let's jump right in and get to the download and installation. Welcome everybody to another video with AJ Labs. In this video, yes, we're going to download first and install Windows Server 2025. So this is just going to be a quick installation and just an overview, and I guess a nice way to kick off 2025 by exploring Microsoft's latest server operating system. So grab your nearest browser, or navigate to your nearest browser, your preferred one. I've got Google Chrome, and click on, or I guess do a search for Windows Server 2025 download. Hit the enter button. We'll be then presented with Microsoft's options. So click on here. I'm going to download the ISO. You can download the VHD version and just run a virtual machine, but I'm going to actually just download the ISO and create a virtual machine from scratch because it's my preferred way. It's going to ask you for some information and then it will allow you to proceed to the download. So I'm just going to quickly fill this in and then proceed to my download. Once you've filled in your details, you're presented with the options for download. So I'm going to get the, what am I going to get? The 64-bit edition. Let's quickly get that. And as you can see up here, that's going to start downloading. It's going to take a little while, so once it's complete, I will get that all set up. But in fact, while it does that, while it downloads, usually is fairly quick, but it's quite a large file, so it's about 5 gig. In the meantime, let's prepare our virtual machine. So I'm going to click on my VMware Workstation, not the Kali Linux, close that off. Click on VMware Workstation, and then we will navigate to File, New Virtual Machine. So I'm using VMware Workstation Pro 17. If you've got a different hypervisor or virtualization tool, then feel free to use whatever you prefer, VirtualBox or VMware Player or whatever else you have. So I'm just going to go with typical. I am going to say, let's have a look, where shall I install? I'll install the operating system later. It's a Microsoft operating system. I wonder if they have Server 2025, and they do. Look at that, VMware Workstation 17. Well done for being ahead of the game. So we'll do that, select it, and I will just call it Server 2025 as it is. I won't save it there. Let me just change the location. So I've just changed my location to my larger backup drive. Click on next. Specified location appears to contain an existing virtual machine. Having 2 virtual machines. Does it? Well, if it does, let me cancel that. Not sure why it thinks that, but anyway, let's carry on. I'll say continue. Keep the disk size 60 gig. I think that should be sufficient. It's only 2 gig of RAM, so let's customize that because we want a little bit more RAM. So let's say, we don't want 8 gig, but let's just say 6 gig should be enough. We're only going to just install it and then run it just to have a quick look. So let's say close. That's all good. I'll say finish, and it should now appear on my list, Windows Server 2025. Fantastic. The next question is, has my download completed? Let's have a look. No, we're just halfway, so I'll be back once that's completed and then we'll kick off the installation. Download complete, so let's get cracking with the installation. So let's get back to Windows Server 2025, our virtual machine. Let's click on, where are we here? Via settings, and what we're going to do is we shall go to the CD drive and we are going to choose our ISO image. So let me just quickly select that. So I guess you need to just select your image from wherever you downloaded it. There we go. I've just selected my image, the ISO file, which I've just downloaded. I will say, oh, it says not connected. So let's say okay. Let's power this on. We'll click enter. Oh, actually, that was too slow. Let me just try that again. You've got to be very quick with this. As soon as it goes in, or as soon as it boots up, you've really got to click on the screen and then press enter. So you've got to go into the virtual machine and press enter. Otherwise, you'll miss your opportunity to boot the VM. So let's now carry on with the installation. Let's see how quick this is. Apparently, this server has been designed to be a lot faster. So let's have a look at this. Okay, we'll just keep the defaults because I'm not too concerned about language. Yep, that's fine. Actually, I'll just quickly choose UK. Actually, if there is English UK. Next, install Windows Server is what I want to do. I want to agree to the terms that everything's going to be deleted. I just want the standard version, but I want the desktop experience, because if I just go for the standard evaluation by itself, then it will just be the command line version. So be careful. If you do want to use the desktop version, I suggest you click on that. And we accept everything without reading it, because that's what we do. So let's see. Yep, it's picked up my 60 gig disk. Click on that. And install. There we go. So that's 5% complete. Let's come back once it's fully complete. Looks like something is happening. I think it's completed the installation. Fantastic. So it's now booting up, and we shall get into creating our administrator account and then logging into the machine and seeing Windows Server 2025 for the first time. Fantastic. We have installed the operating system, and we are now just going to set up our administrator password, which I'm typing away, and we should be now booted into the operating system. Now, on the first look, this actually reminds me of Windows 11. This looks like the Windows 11 login screen. So let's take a look at this. Control-Alt-Delete, type in the super strong password. It's loading our profile, and as I said, folks, this is the first time I'm actually seeing Windows Server 2025 in action, so it is the same for me in terms of I just want to see what this looks like. So it's from the first look on the login screen, it looks like Windows 11. There we are, it's all starting up. And there we go. Looks like it's got some more things to do. They've kind of made it exactly like the desktop version. So Windows 11, 10. Alright, it's asking us for include optional, send diagnostic information and things like that. No thank you. Required only is what we want. This is the exact same interface that you'd normally see when you're setting up your Windows 11 device. So this is quite interesting. Let's say accept that. Is it going to ask us more as usual? No, it's not. Fantastic. So here we are, Windows Server 2025. The best way to start off, if you're a tech person who's just getting into IT and you want to explore Windows Server 2025, what better way to start off your 2025 than exploring Windows Server 2025? But the irony is, I'm recording this video just a few minutes away, 8 minutes to be precise, on the 31st of December 2024. So it's the last few moments, and it is then going to be 2025, and it will be in the new year. So by the time you're seeing this video, we will be in 2025, and you'll be enjoying taking a look at the new server. So instantly, as we've logged in, the usual the usual server manager has popped up, which is the main tool used by the Windows Server fleet. So this is the tool that we can manage our server from. We can add roles and features, remove roles and features. Then it gives you your tools. So it comes in with all the inbuilt tools here, and then the additional ones that you can install as you go to add roles and features. I'm not going to go through the entire server, but I'm just looking at the feel and the graphical interface. Again, the server manager interface itself hasn't changed It's exactly the same as it was. Updates. Have we got any updates pending? No, we don't have any updates pending. Maybe we do. I'll have a look, but I don't think we do. Yeah, so server manager, nothing's changed. Looks the same to me. If I'm missing anything, guys, please put it in the comment section. But this desktop interface, wow, this is, as I said, as soon as I saw that logging screen, I knew it had that Windows 11 vibe. If we click on this, I wonder if it will look like the Windows 11 menu. It does. Why does it feel like we are in Windows 11 at the moment? Unbelievable. But what we can see is a very cleaned up user menu here, or startup menu. Interestingly, Azure Arc Setup is one of the first things on the menu. It's pinned by default. Server Manager, Settings, Edge, because obviously Microsoft is pushing its products heavily. File Explorer in your terminal, Windows PowerShell, and a feedback hub. Now, Azure Arc Setup, this is an interesting feature that Microsoft have been heavily pushing recently because they want to bring the cloud to the data center. And Azure Arc is their way of plugging in all of your physical data center servers, so all of your Windows servers, into the cloud, into Azure Cloud. So connecting it all up, being able to manage it all from the cloud, being able to manage it all from your Azure portal, whether it's policies, updates, security, compliance, things like that. This Arc feature that they've released is now bringing the cloud to your data center, which is a really good feature. And then Server Manager as usual, which allows you to manage this server that you're running as well as all your other servers. I'm not seeing the Windows Admin Center, interestingly. I wonder if it's on here, or you have to download that separately. Windows Admin Center. No, I think you have to download that separately. If I click on this, it may take me to Edge. So it looks like will we be taken to Edge? Oh no, actually it's on here, so we can actually set this up. There we are. But I'm surprised that that hasn't been pinned, because that is the way that the Windows servers are now managed, you know, whether it's physical or virtual. So interestingly, I'm surprised that that's not pinned and actually installed by default. It's not even installed on there. So let's quickly just click on install for the sake of installing it. What else do we have? Other things that I'm not going to go through and talk about. We saw PowerShell, we saw Terminal, we saw a number of other things that do look interesting, but I'm not going to cover in this video. Click on next, accept the terms. Of course we do. We never read the agreements, we just accept them. What else are we seeing here? Azure Arc on the taskbar. Interesting. So Arc is being pushed heavily in Windows Server 2025, and I like that because it allows you to, I don't think there are companies out there nowadays that don't have an element of cloud servicing. So if you're a predominantly Microsoft based organization, then you'll probably have Azure, some sort of service in Azure, and having Arc on the servers in your data center just allows you to bridge that gap and manage everything from one platform. I might actually do a video on Azure Arc at some point, but this is not the video for it. We've got the USB. I don't have any USBs connected, but I guess my virtual machine is just detecting that. What else has changed? Let's click on all apps. It is really clean. It is really, really clean, and I like that. Doesn't have too much rubbish on there. Very clean. And this looks pretty much like Windows 11, as I said, and it looks like this is the way Microsoft is heading with their server operating systems. I don't have a certificate. Let's just go. What are we doing here? Install. Yep. Required only. Come on. And Windows Admin Center is another really great tool that allows you to just manage all of your virtual machines and your physical servers, and all of your Microsoft I guess Microsoft based servers physically, virtually, as well as other operating system based devices from one platform, which is really good, and it deserves a video of its own, so I won't be going into it. I'm just running it right now. What else is here? What do we have? Desktops. It's a bit laggy because I don't have the virtual machine tools installed on here. Let me just click on finished. But interestingly, we can have multiple desktops now, just like Windows 11. Look at that. Excellent. Can we change the background? Let's see what other backgrounds they have. That background looks really nice actually. Personalize. We've got our Windows Admin Center there now. It's almost midnight, 1 minute. Oh, actually it says PM. What is going on there? UK time, where I am. I'm just going to change this. It's actually almost midnight, which means we are going to go into the 31st of, the 1st of January 2025. Let's change the date and time. I'm not in Canada, so I don't know why it's giving me this. My country or region is not the United States. You might be hearing a lot of fireworks going off in the background. That's because it is now officially midnight in the United Kingdom. It is officially 2025. So let's go back to changing the date and time on that. Wow, the fireworks are really going off. Let me click on change. Don't know why that's not changing. But yeah. Can you guys hear the fireworks? This is not where I am. I am in the UK. Where is it? Where's London? There's London, where it's officially 12 AM, folks. And it is 2025. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video useful. It was just a quick overview and a quick install of Windows Server 2025. To me, it looks like they're heading down, keeping the interface same for their desktops and server platforms. And it's looking really sleek from my initial opinion. And I hope you've enjoyed it and will have a chance to look at it yourself as well. Yes, and I wish you a very, very fruitful and blessed year for the year ahead in 2025. And thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video.